Major milestone for a star of The Young and the Restless.
Oh, I was hoping Dad might be here.
No, Nikki, I want to talk to you alone.
Well, it must have been a big surprise for you, huh? Seeing Dad again. I mean, after all these years.
40 years ago this month, Melody Thomas Scott debuted on the CBS soap Young and the Restless. She joins us now live in studio this morning. What an honor to have you here.
Oh, well, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
40 years. Can you believe it?
No. And I didn't keep track of things like that, but the show does. And then eventually they said, you know, it's going to be 40 years next year. I go, what? Are you kidding?
That's incredible.
Do you feel like you grew up on the show?
In many ways, yes. I was 22 when I started the show, so
Wow.
I was considered a baby. But I've been acting since I was 3, so I thought I knew everything there was to know about show business at 22. Well, let me tell you, I did not.
Any favorite memories from the past 4 decades that stand out to you?
Do you hear your question? One memory in 40 years. One that certainly does stand out is we've had many celebrities come visit the set because they're fans as well. The day that Muhammad Ali came, and he was a huge Y&R fan. I mean, normally we're cool and we keep, you know, shooting, and then they just watch. When Ali stepped on the set, the whole control booth emptied out. We shut down, no more production, because it was like we just wanted to look at him.
Right.
That's amazing.
And he did a lot of magic tricks and levitation tricks, and he just was wonderful. And he looked at me at one point and he said, "Hey, Nikki, you're pretty, but I'm prettier."
Such a great guy.
Yes.
And you have legions of fans out there. What do the fans ask you about the most when you run into them out here in Hollywood?
Well, the last several years, drinking. And for almost the whole 40 years, stripping, back on his attention.
Okay.
And then they often ask about Eric Braeden.
Of course.
Yes, there's great curiosity about Eric.
What do you think it was, you know, Nikki and Victor, obviously one of the most iconic couples in television history. I lost count how many times they broke up, they got remarried. Was it 4?
Only 4.
Only 4. What do you think it is that people love about that couple so much?
I think there is a great, well, certainly I have to mention the chemistry, because without
Yes,
that,
of course.
nobody would want to watch us. But I think there's a great push-pull between where they both inherently came from. Nikki, bad attitude, wrong side of the tracks kid. He has now made himself the billionaire of the world, and yet he had a very similar upbringing. He was in an orphanage and adopted, in any event. But they're also still so different that I think people enjoy seeing that.
Yeah,
tug.
that tension, the
Yeah.
push and pull.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Melody, for coming in. We appreciate your time. And congratulations, 40 years.
Thank
That's
you.
almost biblical in television. I mean, wow.
And you can watch Young and the Restless weekdays at 11:30 right here on CBS 2.